Hey there guys, this is True Outlaw Patriot again. Came across this video by a content creator named Justin Reloaded. I did 2 videos already on Jason Aldean and all the bullshit that's been going on with people losing their shit. But it seems now, a few days ago, Whoopi Goldberg and The View have been hit with a defamation suit for calling Jason Aldean racist and stuff like that. You know, when it comes to like labeling people, it's not that you got to be very careful what you say, because everybody has their own opinions. It's the way the narrative is being pushed, or how you push the narrative is what you got to be careful with. Now, I bring this up because the left, and of course Whoopi and them, and you know, they're gonna laugh this off as if, you know, it is what it is, who gives a flying rat's ass. But here's the thing, in one of my other videos I talked about how in Michigan, if you misgender somebody, it's a $10,000 fine, and it's I believe they said it's considered a felony. So here we are with the shoe on the other foot, and proof that the left think they could just say whatever the fuck it is they want to say. They can label people on TV, they can call them racist and homophobe and xenophobe and every other phobe there is out there, without even knowing a person's point of view, their ideas, their ideologies, their personal beliefs, whatever the case is. If it doesn't align with them on the left, they label you. But now, here comes Jason Aldean to file a defamation suit because they defamed his name. They're calling him a racist, you know. And I wasn't gonna do another video. I didn't think I needed to, but I'm gonna definitely do this one because you know what? This is for as ugly as the media has been, and shows like The View pushing out their poison. I think this is and it should be the start of a new wave of getting back our free speech. You know, and I say that because you'll have one person like Whoopi Goldberg appealing to, you know, an audience. Her words will make the people in that audience, whether it's 10 or 10,000, look at Jason Aldean in a different way. And that's what's going on in society, in the schools, like I spoke about, you know, with the politicians on the left. It's one person using their voice to make tens of thousands of other people look at other people in a very ugly way. But if people start taking suit in the schools, you know, on their own, going after, you know, whoever defames them and stuff like that, go after them, sue them, because you have that right. Nobody has the right. You know, if I knew somebody that was selling drugs, okay, and I knew a guy that was a woman beater, they're two different people. You don't call a drug dealer a woman beater, and you don't call a woman beater a drug dealer. So same goes, you just don't go and label people, okay? And the left has been fucking using that term racist too fucking much, where people are literally getting killed, okay? People are getting beat up, they're getting killed, and people say, no, they're not. Yes, they are. Look at the fucking TV. There's a lot of interracial crime, but we won't go there because people will try to say I'm racist, okay, which I'm not. But I'll put some more input on this. Let's watch this video.
We just got a huge update in the Jason Aldean situation with his trial in a small town and his cancellation. As you can see on the screen right here, Jason Aldean files defamation suit against Whoopi Goldberg and The View. I am no racist is what Jason Aldean had to say to that situation. If you didn't see my video on Whoopi Goldberg and the rest of The View reacting to Jason Aldean, in my opinion, it definitely was, and I'm no legal expert obviously, it definitely was grounds for defamation. And I think that they're lucky that they haven't gotten sued a whole lot longer ago, because they defamed tons and tons of people with no ground to stand on. I mean, the things that Whoopi Goldberg and the rest of them were making up about Jason Aldean and the song Try That in a Small Town, you would think that they never listened to the song. And I'll show you a clip from Whoopi Goldberg's statements and why Jason Aldean would be suing.
And I mean to cut it off so soon, but it's true. I mean, you go online, you watch them on regular TV, you watch all the videos online. The Whoopi Goldberg and the women from The View, especially Navarro and Sonny and the other Sonny and this one. I mean, they belittle people like there's no fucking tomorrow. Like there's no tomorrow. I mean, look at the rant that Whoopi Goldberg did to Judge Janine. The spectacle that she made of herself, cursing at this woman from high up top where she was at, up the stairs. I mean, just like throwing filth at Judge Janine, a judge. I mean, and it's not like, she invited her on the show, she belittled her, and then she just went totally fucking apeshit on Judge Janine because she didn't agree with her. It was disgusting. I used to be a big Whoopi Goldberg fan when I was younger, and when I found out that she was on The View years ago, I didn't really pay attention to it. I don't sit home all day and just do nothing and watch TV shows all day. Not trying to, belittle anybody on that. I mean, people are retired. People do what they want. They stay home. But then when I started realizing, and it all started with when people were putting their opinions out on The View, and I was like, wait, what's going on? And I started watching it, and I started realizing, like, wow, this is not the Whoopi Goldberg that I grew up watching, watching movies and admiring. I mean, it's funny that she has the nerve to call people racist, lest she forget when her and Ted Danson went in blackface. I believe it was to the Tonys or something like that, or the Oscars. I don't know what those shows are, but they got bitched at, and she actually, she had to defend herself and defend Ted Danson, and I defended them too because it was about comedy. Back then, where she changed and what made her change to become this ugly fucking person the way she's been is beyond me. I don't think I've ever seen a comedian over so many years, or whatever the case is, just turn to be totally ugly. And actually there's one more, actually like two more, but I won't even talk about them because I never really liked their comedy. But they got besides themselves. But I mean, they can stay out in California for all I care. But this whole thing with Whoopi Goldberg, and not that I want anything bad to happen to them or whatever. What I'm saying is, since they've been using the courts and the politicians and the school boards and all these people to shut people up, maybe it's about time people start learning and say, you know what? Now we're going to shut you up through the courts too. But we'll get to that in a minute.
Whoopi Goldberg in just a couple seconds here, but also we have this news that somehow slid under the radar. I don't think a lot of people have been talking about this, but Jason Aldean is also filing a $58 million First Amendment lawsuit against CMT, the country radio station that censored the Try That in a Small Town song. Let's check out some of the details regarding this lawsuit against Whoopi Goldberg and The View, filed by Jason Aldean. Jason Aldean says he's taking the advice of counsel and filing a $40 million defamation suit against Whoopi Goldberg, Sonny Hostin, Joy, and the rest of the host of ABC's The View. The suit, filed in the 65th District Court of Writs in Motion, seeks damages from both the show itself as well as the individuals who called Aldean racist. ABC responded by saying they had no idea that the show's host would be so brutal, but held firm that the show is protected First Amendment free speech. What ABC failed to remember is that free speech doesn't save Whoopi from screaming fire in a crowded theater. She needs to pay for her little stunt, said Aldean's attorney. They all do. Their behavior wasn't just abhorrent, it was un-American. Yes, I don't think they would take offense to that statement whatsoever. I don't think they like America at all. I don't think they enjoy being called American. They don't want anything to do with this country. They hate everything that is pro-America. So I don't think that Whoopi Goldberg or Sonny Hostin or Joy Behar, I don't think any of them from The View would have any issue with that statement at all. Whoopi told Cynthia Luhu that she's not worried about another lawsuit she heard about from the Dunning-Kruger Times. Just keep that Skip guy away, sweetie, she told Cindy. I'll give you all the scoops. I like to support the Asian community. Jesus. Luhu told Whoopi that she didn't particularly care for the stereotypes since she's Lithuanian, but she did agree that Skip is a bit of a creep. Let's also check out what Whoopi Goldberg had to say about Jason Aldean in this clip. It's pretty insane what these people have been getting away with, what Whoopi Goldberg and the rest of the View have been getting away with, not just with the Jason Aldean, try that in a small town situation, with so many other situations that I've covered over the last year or so. Of the View just absolutely going in, defaming people, just saying things that straight up aren't true about people just because they dislike them. I can't believe they've lasted this long without a serious lawsuit, at least as far as I know. I'm no expert on the View and their past legal experiences, but from everybody that I have seen them and I have covered them defame, I haven't seen any lawsuits hit them, at least major ones. So let's check out what Whoopi Goldberg actually had to say about Jason Aldean and why his song, Try That in a Small Town, was so racist.
So country singer Jason Aldean is getting backlash for the video of his song Not in a Small Town.
Not in a small town. You'll see in this clip, I played it already a couple times on stream and in a past video, he messes up so much about this story that, like I said earlier, it seems like Whoopi Goldberg has never even listened to the song Try That in a Small Town, or even watched the music video for the song.
Which critics are saying is racist. Got lyrics, racist lyrics, and images. Aldean says the song's about unity. Here's South Dakota Christian Nome defending him. Here's the clip.
So she hasn't gotten anything right so far. And we're going to skip over this clip because it's just kind of irrelevant for this video. We want to see what Whoopi had to say and why Jason Aldean is suing Whoopi Goldberg. So let's check out the rest of what Whoopi had to say here.
Play anymore? You own South Dakota now? Listen,
You know, her attitude right there is so damn condescending. You know, other leftist politicians come out with way worse. And not once would she say something like that, like, oh, you own New York? You know, you speak for everybody in New York? You speak for everybody in California, like Gavin Newsom does, you know, with a 37% approval rating. You know, she's been very condescending with a lot of people. Very cheeky, very rude, arrogant, you know, and I'm glad. And I hope Jason Aldean wins this lawsuit. And to tell you the truth, I think he will, because I'm pretty sure that it's going to go to it's definitely going to go to a higher court. They're going to try to, you know, get rid of it. But, you know, him going after the country music industry for them shutting him down, which is beyond me why they would do that. Like I said in one of my other videos about this song, I was more surprised about them shutting him down than anybody else. And I don't know. I didn't understand that part. Like, why would they bend to the woke mob? But you know, this is something where people, they really got to start clearing their names and stop being afraid. Once they get rid of the voice, I mean, everything's gonna just turn to shit. So hopefully, with him, even if he doesn't win the case but puts enough pressure on them, it'll encourage more people to really fight back. Because a case like this could only get higher, especially with the way things are going on in America, where the Biden administration and the powers that be, they're trying to shut down people's free speech, from school board meetings to people speaking up about, you know, doctors that are butchering kids, to people being attacked, to people rioting out in the street, Antifa, Black Lives Matters, and nobody's getting paid back. Everybody's being told, just shut up, mind your business, turn a blind eye. And it's time that people start fighting back. And like I said, I really hope that, you know, something really good comes out of this, where people like Whoopi Goldberg and the rest of them will learn how to, if you're going to do your job, do it right. Okay? You're appealing to a vast audience. Say the truth, do it right, let everybody else figure it out. But when you're pushing a narrative, it's just a cause for chaos. It's a cause for chaos. But here we go.
Listen, you know, there are lyrics in the song, and I think, you know, he talks about life in a small town, and it's different, you know, and he shows these images. He's got folks from the Black Lives Matter movement, and He's talking about people taking care of each other, and I find it so interesting that it never occurred to Jason or the writers that that's what these folks were doing. They were taking care of the people in their town because they didn't like what they saw, just like you.
No, you're full of shit, Whoopi. Okay, you're full of shit. Okay, were there some good people during the Black Lives Matter movement? Yes, of course there was, but it was the ones that wanted chaos that infiltrated it. That's number one. Number two, nothing Antifa ever did was to take care of their small town. Okay? Because what Antifa does and Black Lives Matters do, they go to other people's towns and cause fucking chaos and burn shit down. So I have to admit on this one, Whoopi, you're full of shit. You're full of shit. Okay? And that's what I don't understand, is how this woman went from a comedian that was dating Ted Danson, that stood by his side when they did that stunt with the blackface. You know, and if nobody believes me, look it up, because they did. So she has so much to talk about racism, but yes, she was with a white man, and they both did blackface. You know, ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? No pun intended, but you know what I mean. But let's go.
Talk about people taking care of each other in small towns. We do the same thing in big towns. You just have to realize that when you make it...
You just gotta realize, Jason, that whenever they're setting buildings on fire, blowing cars up, setting dumpsters on fire, and everything like that, assaulting people, that's all just them standing in solidarity with each other. They're just taking care of each other, Jason. Like, you just gotta understand where Whoopi's coming from and where these rioters are coming from, man.
About Black Lives Matter, people kind of say, well, are you talking about black people? What are you talking about here? If we're talking about Americans taking care of each other, then it shouldn't be about Black Lives Matter. You should be able to show all the different things that have gone on in our country where people stood up and said no more. We do the same thing that small towns do. That's my 2 cents to that.
And there was a whole...
Well, your 2 cents ain't worth 2 cents, Whoopi. I'm sorry. Because the truth of the matter is, the chaos started as soon as Donald Trump said he was running for president. That's when the narrative started. And in all honesty, the narrative started when Barack Obama became president. That's when there was a breakdown in society. You know, they said that he unified the country. No, he divided the country. Trump started cooling it down and started trying to bring people together. But that's not what the original plan was supposed to be for people on the left. It was supposed to continue with chaos until they got their way. And here we are in 2023. The country has, I mean, it's like half the country has gone to shit. And it's because of people on the left. And people like you, Whoopi. You know, it's ridiculous the way Whoopi Goldberg could come out and have all these other women agree with her, and the people in the audience, and it's just not right. You know, it's just not right. Meanwhile, you have more and more black people. They're more upset about the money that's been sent to Ukraine than they are about this song. There's more black people on YouTube, on different platforms, making their own videos about this song and showing how they like the song, because the song appeals to them and calls out to them saying, yes, we will take care of our own in a small town. So Whoopi's 2 cents is not even worth 2 cents. I'm sorry.
Or like 15 or 20 minute segment that they did just trashing on Try That in a Small Town, trashing on Jason Aldean, calling him a racist, saying that the town he's from is racist, and calling the song racist over and over again. You can see why, if you watch especially the entire segment, why he would be suing them, why he would be suing The View and Whoopi Goldberg specifically for defamation. You could definitely see in that clip, you could see that there's some grounds, but if you watch the entire thing, I already did a video on it, so if you want to go check that out, I go over all of the clips of all of them just trashing on this song and defaming Jason Aldean and the song of Try That in a Small Town. So if you didn't see that, I would definitely recommend you go check that out. But let me know what you're thinking.
Well, I'll leave the link for his page on the description box below. But it's true, you know, since this song came out, it hasn't been out that long. And the thing about it is, what they actually did was help the song get out. I believe they said in the first 2 days or 3 days, something like that, it had like 1 million views and likes already, like throughout the internet, and it is just exploded. I mean, there's people doing TikTok parodies on it, about how they're protecting their town. I mean, there's a couple of TikTok videos out there where there's, black guys, from the country, dressed, they're farmers and stuff like that, and they're using it for themselves, and that's a good thing. That's what you call inclusion. That's how you do it. Not put into college kids' heads that, oh, you know what, white people can't have braids because it doesn't belong to them, or that you can't say anything bad about Antifa and Black Lives Matter because it's racist. The reason why this song has been under scrutiny, in my opinion, is because of the visual that Jason Aldean used. Not the visual of that he had the flag in front of that, I believe it was a state house or a courthouse, and they said that some poor guy, a young guy too, what was it, almost 100 years ago, back in 1927, I believe, that, he was hung. It's horrible. But the visual that he used was showing footage of the rioters. Had he not shown that footage, I guarantee you his song and video would have just been another country song that nobody would have paid attention to. But he used video of all the chaos from what they call the Summer of Love back in 2020, when it was just fucking chaos by people on the left. People were actually murdered by people on the left. And that's why this song has been in such an uproar, because the guy used actual footage. People say that, people that vote Republican or voted for Trump, they're racist, they're this, they're out there, systemic racism, they're out there, white supremacy is a big problem in America. When was the last time anybody seen a video on the mainstream media of groups of white men attacking people of different races? The only white group you see out there doing it is Antifa. Because Antifa goes after anybody that believes in the Republican Party, that likes Donald Trump, that's conservative, whether they're black, Chinese, Spanish, whatever. Antifa is going after them. So I'm glad that Jason Aldean showed this, and I hope that it inspires more people to start, doing their part in showing. And it's not to get anybody hurt, but you have to. The truth is only a matter of time before the truth, comes out, and it's coming out more and more and more. And the left don't know what the fuck to do. I mean, one of the videos that I put out with Kat Kamek, when they had that girl Chloe Cole talking about the transgender operations, she wanted to show a video of a doctor who's a leftist who operates on young kids, and every single Democrat but one walked out of the fucking chambers because they didn't want to see the video. And I have that on my video stream. Only one Democrat stood to watch the video. Every other Democrat walked out while they played that video. And it was a disgusting video, the words that were coming out that doctor's mouth. But that's the way they see it. We'll say what we want to say. We'll do what we want to do. Everybody else besides us are racist, homophobe. They're this, they're that. They can't speak. So this is what I say. People should start speaking out more like Jason Aldean. If you want to sue, that's your prerogative. To the parents that are against the school board and their indoctrination, find out what your laws are in your state, in your county, when it comes to, sexual harassment towards a minor. And then you start putting out the lawsuits against the teachers, the Board of Education, the principals, every fucking person that wants to sexualize your kids behind your back. That's how you get back at them. Not every fucking judge out there is crooked. Not every judge. And the only reason why that is still continuing to go on, it's because it has not reached the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court can say, you know what? All you people involved in doing in providing all this sexualization in school that are antagonizing situations and having people defame other people by calling them racist, you know, by the Biden administration with Homeland Security in them deeming parents domestic terrorists because they want to go to school board meetings and speak their mind by right that they should. All that is defamation of character. So now I think it's time that people start saying, you know what? We're going to flood the court systems. Let the defamation lawsuits come by the millions. It'll jam them up where people will say, you know what? We need to slow the fuck down because now we're really in fucking trouble. But anyway, I hope you like this video. Again, this is True Outlaw Patriot. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, please. Trying to keep this algorithm going and get a nice following if I can. And remember, stay vigilant, keep praying, and keep praying for each other. Peace.